I'm David Tyree from the New York Giants, and this is the Big Blue View.
Hello, Giants fans, and welcome back to another edition of the Big Blue View. I'm your host, Sean Kerr. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. And what an episode we have for you this week. We have an interview with Mr. Helmet Catch himself, David Tyree, and we'll get to that in just a second. But first, we're going to answer some mail. How about that, folks? First up is from Tommy D, who writes in from BigBlueView.com. Tommy emailed me and asked about Chad Jones. Now, for those of you who do not know who Chad Jones is, Chad Jones was the Giants' third-round draft pick in the 2010 draft. April of 2010, the Giants drafted Chad Jones. He signed to a 4-year deal. And in June of that very same year, unfortunately, he was driving in his hometown of New Orleans, Louisiana, got into a very horrific car crash, and almost lost his leg in the process. But staying true to his character and why the Giants drafted him in the first place, Chad has continued to work out, defy all the odds. And not only did the doctor save his leg, and not only did Chad defy the odds of never walking again or using it or running, but Chad is now working out with the New York Giants. Yes, folks, Mike Garofalo, the Star Ledger, has an incredible piece, an interview that he did with Chad Jones. He released it on Sunday. You should check that out. It's got a great interview with him. A very inspirational story that it is. So, what's happening right now is Chad is working out with the Giants, but he is not cleared for football activities as of yet. Tommy D asks, what are the Giants' expectations of Chad Jones? Well, I think the only logical expectation could be that he gets healthy first. Will he make the team? Well, that all depends. There's been some speculation as to whether or not he's been cleared for football activities. Now, some reports say that he was cleared, but it is confirmed through Mike Garofalo on the Star Ledger that he was not cleared by the Giants medical staff, and that's the first hurdle to overcome. Tommy D also asks, what are Chad Jones' expectations for 2012? Well, obviously, Chad Jones wants to make the team. He's been struggling, clawing, and doing everything he can to come back and play for the Giants. And his expectations, I would guess, is that he makes a team and fulfills his destiny to become an active member of the New York Giants. But this is a story that is evolving. This is a story that can change at any moment. This is another incredible story like that of Mark Herzlich, who battled cancer to come back and be on the New York Football Giants. You have to keep an eye on Chad Jones and the developments in this story, because this is another one of those fairy tale stories that seem to be surrounding the Giants lately. Our next piece comes from Drew, a.k.a. Apollo Jewel. Apollo Jewel, a.k.a. Drew, however you want to say it, he tweeted me. He's a longtime follower of mine, longtime friend. Go back to the old Giants.com website when members could blog and bloggers could member, one or the other. Drew asks, why are the Giants so passive in the offseason? Well, that's a good question. Now, we all know that Jerry Reese is a genius. No question. He's a genius with the draft. He's a genius with the offseason in general. And putting together a Super Bowl caliber team with little to no marquee names. This season was a perfect example of that. Why are the Giants passive in the offseason? One of the first things that I do to understand where a team is going in the upcoming draft is to look at the transactions that they have had during the offseason. That pretty much gives you a good sign of where a team is going to go in the first round, or at least in the early rounds. Now, if you see that a team is bulked up in the tight end position, like the Giants have, odds are the first pick is not going to be a tight end. So I think Jerry Reese likes to keep his cards to himself, doesn't like to announce what he's going to do. Of course, if the Giants had the first pick, like the Colts do, it's a no-brainer what they would do. You're going to take the best available player that meets your team's needs. The Giants don't have that luxury. They have the very last pick of the draft because they won the Super Bowl. Thank you very much. So they're going to keep it very low, very contained. They're going to sign some players with a great deal of talent who don't command a great deal of money. They're going to look to the draft to bring in the best player available for that round. What Jerry Reeves does with the offseason and what he does in the draft, it's like watching Van Gogh paint. He's a genius. He's done some great things for this team, and this year will be no exception. So, thanks for your mail. Thanks for your tweets. Keep them coming, guys, and we'll use them in upcoming editions. So, as promised, let's go to our roving reporter and the interview with David Tyree. Okay, Giants fans, there are people in the NFL who have butterfingers. There are people who can catch, and then there's David Tyree. And we all know about the monumental catch. David, thank you for joining us.
Hey, happy to be here.
Have to ask, of course, I mean, it's probably the millionth time you've talked about it, but the catch.
Yeah.
I mean, tell us about it. Tell us about that moment.
Yeah, man. I'll probably have you tell me about it. Now, it was one of those moments in my life that obviously changed my life in all different ways. Just being in position, being a part of a Super Bowl run in New York City with the New York Football Giants, and Eli was obviously half of that miracle, getting away from the Patriot defenders, and really just giving me an opportunity to make a play. And I think that's at the end of the day, that's what football boils down to. And we got some real climactic, dramatic moments with Rodney and the ball and the helmet and all that good stuff, and create so many memories.
And where is that ball now?
That's a good question, man. I actually, I just got the lowdown and the confirmation that's probably in Plaxico Burress' home. He kind of got a 2-for-1 deal with the game-winning touchdown catch. I'm coming for you, Plax.
Now, I know you're a devout man to your faith and everything. So, I mean, that catch, it seems like such a divine moment.
Yeah.
I mean, for you, did you feel the presence of God at that moment?
Yeah. Oh, I knew it was. I just hold fast to what I believe in and just trusting God in all areas of my life. And but even more intensely, I got a chance to share the stories behind the scenes, through my book, more than just the catch. But I was told the night before the game that there was 4 things. It said God's gonna quicken your feet. God's gonna give you hinds feet to jump high. And someone else told me, and she said that the Lord's gonna put spiritual glue on your hands. And the last thing they told me is God's gonna give me the big play. That's the night before the game. You go out there and you see something like that happen on the field, and I can't, much as I know I was a part of it, I can't take that much credit, and I know I'll never be able to duplicate it again. So, God was on our side out there in Super Bowl 42.
Now we fast forward to Super Bowl 46,
Yep.
and there was another catch made.
Yep.
Now, what did you think about Mario Manningham's catch?
I thought it was unreal. I think it goes in that same category as one of the best catches in Super Bowl history. I think with each year and as the years continue, you're going to continue to find amazing plays and guys stepping up at those pivotal moments. And I'm happy for him. Heard he just inked a new deal with one of our counterparts out there. I actually grew up a 49er fan, but part ways. So I'm happy for him and with that success and with that that postseason run has brought him. So it was definitely high up there.
And if you had to guess or measure, which was the catch?
Yeah, I'll let the fans keep speculating, man. Most people have come to me and just kind of gave me that, that hey, yours was the catch, So, but for me, it's real humbling. At the end of the day, knowing I was never really even supposed to be in that position at any point in my career, have an opportunity to come in and play special teams in New York, and really just enjoying that. Fighting for snaps as a receiver and then having a moment to hang your hat on, that's really overwhelming. And so at the end of the day, I know I have a piece of NFL history in my back pocket.
And what does the future hold in store for David Tyree? I know you have many endeavors going on. What's going on with you now?
Yeah, man, just really going strong in business. Have partners. So we have a few companies through an entrepreneurial arm. A lot of in the financial arena, but as well as philanthropic, which I kind of shift back and forth to connect the dots between the two through a company called Tepidus Group. I'll be slow rolling to some broadcast opportunities as well. So just staying busy, staying at it, parent of 6 kids, and working on another book project. So lots of things to keep me busy.
Definitely keeping busy. 6 kids.
Absolutely.
Thank you, David.
Appreciate it.
And that about does it for this edition of the Big Blue View. I'd like to thank you again for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel here and support BBV TV. Don't forget, you can check us out on Twitter, #BBVTV. You can follow me at Sean the G-Man. You can follow Big Blue View on Twitter at Big Blue View. And you can follow SB Nation at SB Nation. And once again, I'm your host, Sean Carr. And until next time, go Giants.